You are the only obstacle, by the protocols of Astrian. Look up, right now. If you are angry at your job, frustrated with your body, or sick of your bank account, there is one person you need to stare at. It is not your boss. It is not the economy. It is not your parents or your partner or that lucky guy from high school. It is the face staring back at you from the glass. That person has been standing between you and everything you want. That person has been making the excuses, hitting the snooze button and quitting right before the breakthrough. That person is the only thing in your way. This book is not a warm hug. It is a hammer, and we are going to break that wall down brick by brick. For years, you have been looking for the secret door. You thought success was hiding behind a better degree, a richer friend, or a lucky break. But the door has always been open. You just refused to walk through it because you were too busy arguing with yourself in the mirror. You told yourself you weren't ready, you weren't smart enough, or that the timing was wrong. Those were all lies you happily swallowed. This book is going to force you to spit them out. By the time you finish, you will either be free or you will have no one left to blame but yourself. Let's get to work. Chapter 1: The Voice in Your Head and Why It Lies. There is a voice inside your skull that talks to you all day long. It wakes you up with a groan and immediately starts complaining about the weather, the traffic, and that email you don't want to send. It tells you that you deserve to sleep in because you worked hard yesterday. It whispers that you look tired, that people are judging you, and that your dreams are childish. This voice sounds like you, so you trust it. You treat it like a wise friend giving you advice. But it is not your friend. It is a paranoid guard dog that has never left the yard. It has no idea what you are capable of, and it is terrified of the outside world. The voice is designed to keep you safe, but it confuses safety with stagnation. When you were a caveman, that voice was useful because it warned you about lions. Today, it warns you about job interviews, gym memberships, and asking someone on a date. It cannot tell the difference between a lion and a microphone. Every time you feel a flutter of fear before doing something important, that voice screams, "Danger," and you retreat to your cave. You have been letting a scared, outdated program run your life. You have been taking orders from a system that thinks a public speech is the same as being chased by a tiger. Here is the truth that will set you free. The voice is not you. You are the one hearing the voice. There is a difference between the speaker and the listener. You have been sitting in a chair letting this voice yell at you, and you assumed you had to obey because it was loud. But you are the boss of the room. You can listen to the voice without doing what it says. You can hear it say, "You are too tired," and get up anyway. You can hear it say, "They will laugh," and speak anyway. Your power lies in recognizing that the voice is just noise. It has no authority unless you give it some. Think of the voice like a bad radio station you accidentally tuned into years ago. It plays the same sad songs on repeat. "I can't. What if I fail? Maybe later." You have been sitting in the car, gripping the steering wheel, letting the music ruin your mood, but you have hands. You can change the station. You can turn the volume down. You can even turn the radio off. The static might still be there, but you don't have to listen to it. You get to choose what music drives your day. That choice is called awareness, and it is the first weapon you pick up in this fight. This chapter is your permission to stop trusting everything you think. Doubt is just the voice trying to protect its job. Fear is just the voice yelling about imaginary lions. Laziness is just the voice convincing you to stay in the cave. Start treating your thoughts like suggestions, not commands. When the voice says, "This is too hard," you say, "Interesting, watch this." When it says, "You can't," you say, "I'll prove you wrong." You don't have to argue with the voice or try to silence it. That just gives it more energy. You just have to stop believing it. You just have to move your body while the voice is still talking. The moment you realize that your thoughts are not facts, the cage door swings open. The voice will still be there tomorrow. It will still be there next year. It will never fully shut up because it is a biological function. But it will become a weak, mumbling background noise instead of a roaring commander. You will start to feel a strange new silence where the chaos used to be. In that silence, you will hear something new, your own true wants, your own deep power, and the quiet pulse of action. That is the sound of you taking back the wheel. That is the sound of the only real obstacle beginning to crumble. Chapter 2. Fear is just excitement without breath. Think back to the last time you were truly terrified. Maybe you were about to jump off a diving board or walk into a room full of strangers or hit send on a big email. Do you remember how your body felt? Your heart started pounding like a drum in your chest. Your palms got sweaty. Your stomach dropped like an elevator. Now think back to the last time you were wildly excited. Maybe you were about to ride a roller coaster or go on a first date or open a birthday gift you really wanted. How did your body feel? Your heart pounded like a drum. Your palms got sweaty. Your stomach dropped. Notice the pattern. The body reacts the exact same way to fear and excitement. It just uses different labels. The only difference between being terrified and being pumped up is a single, shallow breath. When you are scared, your breathing gets tight and short. You lock your muscles and brace for impact. Your brain interprets the pounding heart as a warning signal. But when you are excited, your breathing is open and deep. You lean forward. Your brain interprets the exact same pounding heart as anticipation and joy. The chemical dump in your body is nearly identical. The only thing that changes the outcome is the name you give it. You have been calling it fear your whole life, and that label has been holding you hostage. This chapter is about becoming a master of the rename. When you feel that rush before a big moment, you have a split second to choose. You can either say, "I am terrified," which will make you want to run and hide, or you can say, "I am excited," which will make you want to jump in with both feet. It sounds stupidly simple, but your brain is easily fooled. Words are commands to the nervous system. If you tell your brain you are excited, it believes you. It releases chemicals that help you perform better, think faster, and smile wider. If you tell it you are scared, it shuts everything down. Try it right now just as a mental exercise. Think of something coming up that makes you nervous. Maybe it is a presentation, a difficult conversation, or a workout you have been avoiding. Feel the flutter in your gut. Now take a deep breath and say out loud, "I am so excited for this." Say it again, but this time, clench your fist and grin. Do you feel the shift? The energy that felt heavy now feels light. The weight that was pushing you down now feels like a spring loading up to launch you forward. That flutter is just raw energy. It is neutral. It is fuel. You get to decide if that fuel explodes and destroys the engine or ignites and powers the race. Professional athletes use this trick all the time before big games. Performers use it before they walk on stage. Navy SEALs use it before they kick down a door. They don't wait for the fear to go away because they know it never will. They just relabel the feeling and walk forward anyway. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear, calling it excitement, and moving anyway. The bravest people in the world are not the ones who feel calm. They are the ones whose hearts are pounding out of their chests, but who grin and say, "Let's go." From now on, you have a new job. Every time that familiar knot appears in your stomach, you will stop and take a deep breath. You will put your shoulders back and your chin up. You will look the moment in the eye and say, "I am excited and I am ready." You will stop running from the feeling and start chasing it. Fear was never the enemy. The enemy was the shallow breath that kept you stuck. Take the breath, steal the energy back from fear, and watch how quickly the obstacle in front of you turns into the ride of your life. Chapter 3. Killing the Someday Monster. There is a monster living in your calendar, and its favorite word is someday. Someday I will start eating better. Someday I will write that book. Someday I will travel. Someday I will fix that relationship. Someday I will be happy. This monster looks harmless because it sounds hopeful. It sounds like you have plans. It sounds like you are positive and optimistic. But someday is a liar. Someday is not a day of the week. It does not exist on any calendar. It is a black hole where dreams go to die slowly, without a fight, without a sound. When you say someday, you are actually saying never in a fancy costume. You are giving yourself permission to stay exactly where you are without feeling guilty about it. It is a coping mechanism that protects you from the pain of failure by ensuring you never actually try. If you never start the business, it can never go bankrupt. If you never ask the person out, they can never say no. If you never write the book, it can never get bad reviews. Someday keeps you safe in a prison of your own making. It is the most comfortable cage in the world, and you have been living in it for years. The problem is that someday steals your energy in the background. It creates a low-grade hum of disappointment that you carry around all the time. You tell yourself you are going to do the thing eventually, so you feel a little bit like a failure every single day for not doing it now. You are living with the weight of all your unfinished some days stacked on your shoulders. That weight is what makes you feel tired and dull. It is what makes you scroll through your phone for hours. It is what makes you jealous of people who are actually doing things. You are not tired from working hard. You are tired from carrying your own broken promises. The only way to kill the monster is to starve it of its favorite food, vague intentions. You have to turn someday into today, and today needs a time and a place. Do not say, "I will work out someday." Say, "I will be at the gym on Tuesday at 6 p.m. and I will do 20 minutes on the treadmill." Do not say, "I will start the project someday." Say, "I will sit at my desk tonight at 8 p.m. and write for 30 minutes without looking at my phone." The monster dies when you make things real. It cannot survive in the harsh light of a specific date and a specific action. Think of someday as a debt you owe yourself. Every time you postpone a dream, you are borrowing happiness from your future self. The interest on that debt is regret, and regret is the most expensive payment you will ever make. Old people never say, "I wish I had failed more." They say, "I wish I had tried." They say, "I wish I hadn't waited." They say, "I wish I had done it when I had the chance." You have the chance right now. The chance is this moment. It is the only moment you will ever truly own. The past is gone and the future is a promise, but this second is yours to spend. So pick one thing, just one. Pick the someday that weighs the heaviest on your heart. Now look at your calendar or your phone. Find a spot for it this week, not next month, not when things calm down, this week. Write it down in pen. Tell one person you trust what you are going to do. By putting it in the real world, you are stabbing the monster. By doing the small action, you are decapitating it. You will feel a rush of power that no drug can match. That rush is the feeling of freedom. That rush is the feeling of taking your life back from the mouth of the monster. Chapter 4. Comfort is a trap, get out while you can. Take a good look at your favorite chair. It is soft, it fits your body perfectly, and it asks nothing from you. It is the perfect place to sit and do nothing. Now realize that your life has become that chair. You have built a world designed to keep you comfortable. The thermostat is set just right. The food is delivered to your door. The entertainment is endless and instantly available. You have successfully eliminated struggle from your daily existence. And in doing so, you have accidentally eliminated growth. A plant that never feels wind grows weak and falls over at the first breeze. Comfort is a trap because it feels like success. When you have a warm bed, a full stomach, and a phone in your hand, it is very hard to convince yourself that you need to change anything. Your caveman brain looks around, sees that you are not being eaten, and declares victory. It tells you to stop, relax, and conserve energy. But you are not a caveman. You are a human with potential that needs to be stretched. When you stay comfortable, your muscles shrink, your mind gets dull, and your spirit gets fat and lazy. You become soft in a world that rewards the hard. The most alive you have ever felt was probably during a moment that was deeply uncomfortable. Think about the first time you fell in love and your stomach was in knots. Think about the time you pushed through the last mile of a run and wanted to throw up. Think about the time you stayed up all night working on something you believed in. In those moments, you were not comfortable. You were stretched, stressed, and struggling. But you were also completely, totally alive. Comfort numbs you. Discomfort wakes you up. You have been choosing the numbness over the rush, and it is time to flip the script. This chapter is a declaration of war on your own softness. Starting now, you will actively seek out discomfort. You will take the cold shower in the morning instead of the hot one. You will wake up an hour earlier even though your bed is warm. You will have the hard conversation you have been avoiding. You will go to the gym when you are tired. You will do the thing you don't want to do simply because you don't want to do it. Every time you choose discomfort, you are lifting a mental weight. You are telling your brain, I am in charge, not my feelings. You are building a callus on your mind. Think of yourself as a sword. A sword is not made by staying in a warm, comfortable forge. It is made by being heated until it is red hot, then hammered violently, then plunged into cold water, then heated again. The process is brutal. It is uncomfortable. It is painful. But at the end of the process, you have a blade that can cut through stone. Without the hammer and the fire, you are just a useless lump of metal. The discomfort you run from is the very thing that will sharpen you into a weapon. The struggle is not the enemy. The struggle is the blacksmith. So get uncomfortable today. Do one thing that makes you squirm. Do it not because you have to, but because you choose to. Prove to yourself that you can still feel the burn. Prove that you are not yet fully domesticated. Every time you walk into discomfort, the trap of comfort loses its power. The chair gets a little less inviting. The bed gets a little less hypnotic. You start to crave the feeling of pushing, of striving, of becoming harder to break. That craving is the antidote to the trap. Chase it. Hunt it, let it wake you up. Chapter 5. The Great Permission Slip. Stop for a second and listen to the silence. In that silence, there is a question you have been running from your whole life. The question is, who told you that you couldn't? Who told you that you needed to be quiet, to stay small, to wait your turn, to be realistic, to know your place? Was it a parent who was scared for you? Was it a teacher who didn't believe in you? Was it a friend who felt threatened by your light? Whoever it was, they were wrong. They were projecting their own fears onto your potential. And you have been carrying their voice in your head ever since, treating it like law. You have been living your life asking for permission from ghosts. You wait for a boss to tell you that you are ready for a promotion. You wait for a partner to tell you that you are allowed to chase a dream. You wait for society to tell you that you are worthy of success. You stand at the gate of your own life, holding your ticket, but you refuse to enter because no one has personally invited you in. This waiting is a slow bleed of your spirit. The truth is that no one is coming with a golden ticket. No one is coming to anoint you. The throne is empty, and it has always been waiting for you to sit down. This chapter is that invitation. Consider this your official, legally and mentally binding permission slip. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be loud about what you want. You are allowed to fail spectacularly and try again. You are allowed to outgrow your friends. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to want more than what you have. You are allowed to be happy even if other people are struggling. You are allowed to succeed. You do not need a degree, a certificate, or a nod of approval from anyone else to start becoming the person you want to be. The only permission you ever truly needed was your own, but you have been withholding it. You have been holding yourself back because you were afraid of what would happen if you actually let go. If you gave yourself permission to be great, then you would actually have to try, and if you tried, you might fail, so it was safer to wait for someone else to force you. That game is over. Tear up the old rules. You are the parent, the teacher, and the boss of your own life now. From this moment forward, you sign your own permission slips. You authorize your own missions. Look at the people you admire. Look at the CEO, the artist, the athlete, the leader. What makes them special? They did not get a permission slip that was denied to you. They just wrote their own. They decided one day that they were allowed to try. They decided that the rules didn't apply to them. They walked through doors that said staff only because they realized the sign was just a suggestion. They are not smarter or more talented than you. They just stopped waiting. They granted themselves the freedom to become, and they never looked back to see if anyone approved. So here is your first act of self-authorized freedom. Take a piece of paper or just your mental notepad. Write at the top, I give myself permission to, and finish the sentence. Write down the biggest, scariest thing you can think of. I give myself permission to start my own company. I give myself permission to be confident. I give myself permission to be happy right now. Read it out loud. Hear your own voice giving you the green light. Feel the shift in your chest. That is the sound of chains breaking. That is the sound of you taking the power back. You are allowed. You always were. Now act like it. Chapter 6. Stop digging for treasure in a dirt patch. Imagine a miner digging for gold. He digs all day, every day until his hands bleed, but he never finds a single nugget. Why? Because he is digging in a dirt patch. There is no gold there. There never was. No amount of effort, sweat, or positive thinking will make gold appear in a patch of dirt. The only smart move is to stop digging, pick up your shovel, and walk to a different spot. This seems obvious, right? Yet you have been doing this for years in your own life. You have been pouring energy into places, jobs, and relationships that are simply empty. You stay in a job that drains you, hoping it will suddenly fulfill you. You stay in friendships that make you feel small, hoping they will eventually lift you up. You stay in an environment that pollutes your mind, hoping it will one day nourish it. You are digging and digging, getting more tired and more bitter, but refusing to admit that you chose the wrong spot. Your effort is not the problem. Your location is. You cannot bloom in a desert no matter how much you water yourself. The desert will just drink your water and leave you dry. This is a hard truth because it means you have to admit you were wrong. It means you have to walk away from the time you already invested. It means you have to accept that those years in that job or that friendship were a sunk cost. But staying longer does not get your time back. It just wastes more of it. The most expensive thing you can do is stay in a bad spot because you are too proud to leave. Pride is just another obstacle wearing a mask. You have to care more about your future gold than your past digging. Look around your life right now. Look at your workspace. Look at your home. Look at your phone and who calls you. Look at your calendar and who you spend time with. Is this soil rich? Does it feed you? Or does it drain you? Be honest. If you are in a dirt patch, the healthiest, most powerful thing you can do is leave. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to burn the place down. You just need to quietly pick up your shovel and walk toward better ground. You owe no one an explanation for choosing your own growth. The fear of leaving keeps people stuck for decades. They think, but what if the new place is worse? That is the voice again, lying to you. What if the new place is better? What if there is gold just over the hill? What if the life you want is waiting for you on the other side of the decision to stop settling? You will never know as long as you keep your boots stuck in the mud of a place that doesn't work. You have to move to find out. You have to walk into the unknown to discover the treasure. So make a decision today. Identify one dirt patch in your life, just one. It could be a habit, a person, or a place. Make a plan to stop digging there. Start moving your shovel. The first step away from the dirt is the hardest, but it is also the most hopeful. With every step, the soil under your feet gets a little darker, a little richer. With every step, you get closer to the ground where you can finally sink your roots deep and grow taller than you ever thought possible. Chapter 7. The Art of Not Giving a Damn the Right Way. There is a rumor floating around the world that you should care about everything. You should care about the news, about what your neighbor thinks, about that comment your aunt made at dinner, about the stranger who frowned at you on the street. You have been taught that caring makes you a good person, but caring is a limited resource. It is like a battery. Every time you care about something, you drain a little power, and you have been wasting your battery on people and opinions that do not matter one bit. You have been running on empty because you care about the wrong things. Let's be clear about what this chapter is not saying. It is not saying to be a cruel, heartless monster who hurts people. It is not saying to stop caring about your family or your responsibilities. That is not freedom. That is just being a jerk. The art of not giving a damn is about building a shield around your self-worth. It is about protecting your peace from the endless noise of other people's judgments. It is about realizing that someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. What they think is their problem to carry, not yours. Think about the last time you worried about what someone thought. Maybe you wore a certain outfit and felt self-conscious. Maybe you didn't speak up in a meeting because you were scared of sounding dumb. Maybe you changed your personality to fit in with a group. In that moment, you gave away a piece of your power. You handed it to a stranger or an acquaintance and said, "Here, you hold this. Please don't hurt me." That is exhausting. That is living on your knees. You were not built to crawl for the approval of others. You were built to stand tall in your own skin. The truth is that most people are not even thinking about you. They are too busy thinking about themselves. They are too worried about their own outfits, their own dumb comments, and their own fitting in. You are not the main character in their movie. You are an extra in the background. When you realize this, it is incredibly freeing. It means that the spotlight you were worried about is actually off. No one is watching as closely as you think. You can relax. You can breathe. You can be yourself, because no one is really paying attention anyway. And for the few people who are actually judging you, the ones who make comments or roll their eyes, they have no power over you unless you give it to them. Their judgment is just hot air. It cannot hurt you. It cannot stop you. It can only affect you if you let it inside your head. So build a gate. When a judgmental thought or comment comes your way, meet it at the gate. You get to decide if it enters. You can look at it, realize it is useless, and send it away. You are the bouncer of your own mind. Start kicking out the people who don't pay the cover charge. Practice this today. Do something small that you would normally avoid out of fear of judgment. Wear the bright shirt. Sing in the car with the windows down. Post the silly thought. Ask the dumb question. Feel the rush of doing it anyway. Notice that the world does not end. Notice that no one really cares. Notice how light you feel when you stop carrying the weight of their imaginary opinions. That lightness is the feeling of freedom. That is the art of not giving a damn, and it is the only art you will ever need to master. Chapter 8. Forgive the old you, but don't invite him to dinner. Look back at who you were 5 years ago. Remember some of the dumb things you did. Remember the mistakes, the embarrassing moments, the times you hurt someone, the times you let yourself down. Feel that cringe in your chest. That is the ghost of the old you rattling his chains. You have been dragging that ghost behind you everywhere you go. You bring him to job interviews. You bring him on dates. You bring him into new opportunities. And he whispers in your ear, remember when you messed up. You'll probably do it again. Holding on to past mistakes is like driving a car while staring in the rearview mirror. You cannot see the road ahead. You cannot see the curves, the opportunities, or the open highway. You are just waiting to crash into something based on where you have already been. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. You are allowed to visit it to learn a lesson, but you are not allowed to live there. The rent is too high. It costs you your present happiness and your future potential. This chapter is about forgiveness, but not the soft, fluffy kind. This is aggressive forgiveness. This is looking the old you in the eye and saying, you were an idiot and that's okay. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. Now get out of my way. You have to make peace with the old you so he stops sabotaging the new you. The guilt and shame you carry are not punishments that make you a better person. They are just heavy weights that slow you down. Drop them. You have served your sentence. You are free to go. Think of the old you like a roommate who used to live in your house. He was messy, he made bad decisions, and he broke some furniture. But he moved out years ago. The problem is you kept his room exactly as he left it. You go in there every day and look at the mess and get angry all over again. It is time to clean that room out. Throw away the old trash, paint the walls, open the windows. The old you does not live here anymore. You do. Stop letting a ghost control the thermostat. Forgiving yourself does not mean what you did was right. It does not mean it didn't hurt. It means you are done being a prisoner of it. It means you accept that it happened, you learn what you can, and you close the door. The only way the old you wins is if you let his mistakes define your future. If you stay stuck because of something that happened 10 years ago, the old you is still running the show. The new you, the one reading this book right now, is smarter and stronger. Let him drive. So do the work. Write down one mistake you cannot stop thinking about. Read it out loud. Then say, I was wrong, I forgive myself, I am letting this go. You might have to say it 100 times before you believe it. Say it anyway. Burn the paper if you want. The goal is to create a clean break. The old you is not invited to dinner anymore. He is not invited to the future. He can stay in the past where he belongs. You have a life to live, and you cannot live it with ghosts at the table. Chapter 9. Shut up and start ugly. You have a beautiful plan in your head. It is perfect. The colors are right, the timing is right, and everyone claps at the end. It is a masterpiece. There is only one problem. It does not exist. It is a fantasy. It is a daydream that you use to comfort yourself while you do nothing. You keep the plan in your head because it is safe there. No one can criticize it. It cannot fail. It is perfect because it is not real. But you are confusing the map with the territory. The map is not the journey. You have to actually move your feet. The reason you don't start is that you are afraid of ugly. You are afraid that the first try will be clumsy, awkward, and embarrassing. You are afraid people will see you struggling and judge you. So you wait until you are ready. You wait until you have the right equipment, the right knowledge, the right body, the right moment. But that moment never comes. It never comes because ready is a myth. No one is ever truly ready. The people you admire, the ones who made it, they just started before they were ready. They started ugly. Think about a baby learning to walk. Does the baby wait until it is ready? Does it analyze the mechanics of balance and study the gait of adults? No, it just stands up, wobbles like a drunk, and falls down. It looks ridiculous. It looks ugly, but it gets up and does it again, and again, and again, until one day it is running. The baby does not care about looking stupid. The baby only cares about moving forward. You need to become that baby again. You need to stop caring about the wobble and start caring about the movement. Starting ugly is the secret weapon of everyone who ever made it. The first draft of that famous book was garbage. The first version of that app crashed constantly. The first performance of that musician was in an empty room. They did not wait for perfection. They just put something out into the world, looked at how ugly it was, and fixed it. You cannot fix something that does not exist. You cannot improve a blank page. You cannot edit a video you never filmed. You cannot get in shape without looking stupid at the gym first. Your ego is the thing telling you to wait. Your ego wants to look good. Your ego wants to impress people. Your ego wants to skip the line and arrive at the destination fully formed. But your ego is not your friend. It is a fragile little thing that is terrified of looking bad. You have to tell your ego to shut up and sit down. You have to be willing to look like a fool in front of strangers. You have to be willing to fail in public. That willingness is called courage. And courage is the price of admission to the life you want. So pick something you have been planning. Pick the project, the workout, the conversation. Now lower your standards. Way down. Decide that you are going to do the ugliest, simplest, most basic version of it possible. Write one terrible paragraph. Do 5 minutes of the easiest exercise. Send a short, clumsy message. Just get something out there. Feel the relief of finally moving. Feel the joy of breaking the paralysis. Ugly done is better than perfect nothing. Always. Shut up and start ugly. The pretty comes later. Chapter 10. Building a backbone of no. Look at your calendar. Look at your to-do list. Look at all the things you have agreed to do this week. How many of them do you actually want to do? How many of them are things you said yes to because you felt guilty or obligated or scared of disappointing someone? You are probably exhausted just thinking about it. That exhaustion is the price of being a people pleaser. You have been saying yes to everyone else, which means you have been saying no to yourself. You have been giving away your time, your energy, and your life to people who are happy to take it. Saying no feels rude. It feels selfish. We are raised to be polite, to help, to be team players. But there is a dark side to this training. It turns you into a doormat. People learn that you will always say yes, so they keep asking. They keep piling things on your plate because you never push back. You end up living a life that is designed by the demands of others. You end up resentful, burned out, and wondering where your own dreams went. They got buried under everyone else's. This chapter is about building a backbone. It is about learning that no is a complete sentence. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to apologize. You do not need to offer a long excuse about why you cannot do something. No is enough. No is a boundary. No is a wall that protects your time and your energy. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you are saying yes to something that matters. You are saying yes to your family, your health, your project, your peace. Think of your energy like a bank account. Every yes is a withdrawal. Every demand on your time costs you mental coins. If you keep making withdrawals without being careful, you will go bankrupt. You will have nothing left for yourself. You will be broke and empty while everyone else walks away with your deposits. You have to be the banker of your own life. You have to look at every request and ask, is this a good investment of my limited coins? If it is not, you say no. You protect your balance. The people who truly love and respect you will understand your no. They might be disappointed, but they will not punish you for it. The people who get angry at your no, the ones who call you selfish or try to guilt trip you, those are not your people. Those are users. They are upset because they lost access to your wallet. Let them be angry. Let them leave. You do not need people in your life who only want you for what you can give them. A no is a great filter. It shows you who really belongs in your world. Start small. Today, say no to one small thing. Say no to the extra task at work. Say no to the invitation you don't want to attend. Say no to the phone call when you are busy. Say it politely, but say it firmly. Feel the power in that word. Feel how light you feel when you don't take on another burden. Practice it until it becomes natural. Build that backbone one no at a time. Soon you will have a spine of steel, and you will finally have the time and energy to say yes to the life you actually want. Chapter 11. The Comparison Game: How to Stop Playing. Open your phone, scroll for 30 seconds. What do you see? Your friend on a beach, a stranger with perfect abs, an old classmate who just bought a house, a celebrity with a better car, a family that looks happier than yours. Now close your phone and look at your own life. Notice the drop in your chest. Notice the sudden feeling that you are losing. That feeling is the poison of comparison. It is the fastest way to ruin a perfectly good life, and you are mainlining it every day through a small glass screen. Comparison is a game you cannot win. There will always be someone richer, thinner, happier, or more successful, always. If you win against one person, 10 more will pop up. It is an endless race with no finish line. And the worst part is that you are comparing your real life with all its struggles and bad days to everyone else's highlight reel. You are comparing your behind-the-scenes bloopers to their carefully edited movie trailer. It is not a fair fight. It is a setup. You are designed to lose so that you keep buying things, scrolling more, and feeling bad about yourself. The game is designed to keep you small. When you are busy looking at your neighbor's plate, you are not working on your own. You are not improving your own skills, loving your own family, or building your own dreams. You are just burning mental energy on people who are not thinking about you at all. That person on the beach, they are not thinking about you. They are worried about their own lives. You are wasting your precious focus on strangers while your own garden grows weeds. The only way to stop playing the game is to realize it is fake. It is a scam. The perfect lives you see are not real. Everyone struggles. Everyone has bad hair days. Everyone fights with their partner and feels insecure. The difference is that some people hide it better for the camera. You are comparing your insides to their outsides. You are comparing your messy reality to their curated image. Stop it. It is like comparing a raw diamond to a polished fake. You are looking at the wrong thing. You have to build a wall around your own yard. You have to tend to your own grass. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Did you do a little better today? Did you learn something new? Did you show up for yourself? That is the only race that matters. That is the only competition that leads to growth. When you focus on your own lane, you stop noticing the other runners. You just put your head down and run your own race. And that is when you start to fly. So take action. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel small. Mute the people who trigger your envy. Clean your feed like you clean your house. Throw out the trash. Fill your screen with things that inspire you, teach you, and lift you up. Then every time you feel the itch to compare, stop and look at your own hands. What are they holding? What can they build today? Point them at your own life and get to work. The game is rigged. Stop playing. Start living. Chapter 12. Pain is a teacher, not a jailer. Life has hit you. Maybe it punched you in the gut. Maybe it took someone you love. Maybe it broke your heart, your bank account, or your spirit. You have been carrying that pain around like a prisoner carries chains. You wake up and the pain is there. You go to sleep and the pain is there. It has become your cellmate. You have started to believe that this is just how life is now. You have accepted that the pain is permanent, but pain is not a life sentence. Pain is a visitor. And you have forgotten that you are the one who decides how long it stays. Pain comes for everyone. It is not a punishment for being bad. It is not a sign that you are cursed. It is just part of being alive on a planet where things break, people leave, and bodies age. The question is not whether you will feel pain. You will. The question is what you do with it when it arrives. You can let it crush you into the ground, or you can let it teach you. You can be the victim of the storm, or you can be the student of it. The choice is yours, and it is the most important choice you will ever make. Think of pain like a brutal coach. A coach screams at you, pushes you past your limits, and makes you cry. But a good coach also makes you stronger. A good coach builds muscle in places you didn't know you had. Pain is the same way. It reveals what you are made of. It shows you where you are weak so you can strengthen that spot. It shows you who really loves you. It shows you what truly matters. Without pain, you would float through life soft and unaware. Pain wakes you up. Pain makes you real. The problem is not the pain itself. The problem is that you keep reliving the story of the pain. You keep playing the tape over and over in your head. You keep asking, why me? You keep rehearsing the moment it happened. That is what turns pain into a jailer. The event is over. It is in the past. It cannot hurt you anymore unless you invite it into the present. When you dwell on it, you are reopening the wound every day. You are bleeding on yourself for no reason. The event is gone. The only thing left is the story you tell yourself about it. It is time to change the story. It is time to stop asking why me and start asking what now? What can this pain teach me? How can it make me deeper, wiser, more compassionate? How can I use it to help someone else who is going through the same thing? When you turn your pain into a lesson or a gift, it loses its power over you. It transforms from a jailer into a teacher. You stop being the victim and become the survivor. You stop bleeding and start healing. Grieve if you need to. Feel the sadness. Let the tears come. That is healthy. That is human. But then when you are done, stand up, wipe your face, look the pain in the eye and thank it for the lesson. Then walk out of the cell. The door was never locked. You just believed it was. Pain is a teacher, but only if you are willing to graduate. Today, pick up your diploma and walk into the sunlight. You have served your time. You are free to go. Chapter 13. Discipline Motivation. Wake up, check your phone, scroll, feel tired, hit snooze. This is the ritual of someone waiting for motivation. You are waiting for a feeling to arrive. You are waiting to feel inspired, excited, and ready to conquer the world. You sit on the edge of the bed and wait for the lightning bolt of energy to strike you. But the lightning bolt never comes. You wait longer. You get nowhere. You have been waiting for motivation your whole life, and look where it has gotten you. Stuck in the same place year after year. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when you are already doing well. It shows up after you have started, when the sun is shining and things are easy. It never shows up on the cold, dark mornings when you actually need it. Motivation is fair weather friend. It abandons you the second things get hard. If you have been relying on motivation to get things done, you have been relying on a ghost. You have been building your house on sand. No wonder it keeps collapsing. Discipline is the opposite of motivation. Discipline is boring. Discipline is the alarm clock that goes off whether you like it or not. Discipline is doing the work when you are tired, sad, angry, and uninspired. Discipline is the friend who shows up with a shovel and starts digging even when it is raining. Discipline does not care about your feelings. It does not ask how you are doing. It just does the work. And because it does not depend on feelings, it never fails you. It is always there. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The first time you force yourself to work out when you don't want to, it is torture. The 10th time, it is still hard, but you know you can do it. The 100th time, it is just what you do. You don't even think about it. You have built a habit. You have automated success. Your feelings no longer get a vote. Your body just moves because that is what you have trained it to do. You have become a machine that produces results, regardless of the weather inside your head. This is the secret that separates the winners from the dreamers. The winners feel the same laziness, the same fear, the same desire to quit. They just don't listen to it. They have built a system that bypasses their feelings. They have a schedule, a routine, a plan. They follow the plan whether they like it or not. The dreamers wait for the feeling. The winners ignore the feeling. That is the only difference. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is discipline. Boring, reliable, powerful discipline. So stop waiting to feel like it. You will never feel like it. The feeling is never coming. Make a schedule for tomorrow. Write down what you will do and when you will do it. Then, when tomorrow comes and you don't want to do it anyway. Prove to yourself that you are stronger than your feelings. Prove that you are the boss. Every time you choose discipline over motivation, you build a brick in the fortress of your future, and that fortress will protect you from the storms of life forever. Chapter 14. Small Wins, Big Momentum. Look at the mountain in front of you. It is huge. It is scary. It is the dream you have been chasing for years. Every time you look at it, you feel small. You feel like you will never reach the top, so you don't even take the first step. You stand at the bottom, staring up, paralyzed by the size of it. You think you need a giant leap, a miracle, a lucky break, but you don't. You just need one step, and then another, and then another. Mountains are climbed one step at a time. You have been forgetting that. The problem is that you are obsessed with the big win. You want the trophy, the promotion, the transformation. You want it now. And because you can't have it now, you do nothing. You ignore the small steps because they feel insignificant. You think, what good is one workout? What good is one page? What good is $1 saved? But you are wrong. One workout is everything. One page is everything. $1 is everything because one leads to two, and two leads to 10, and 10 leads to a habit. And a habit changes your life. Small wins are the secret engine of momentum. When you do one small thing, you feel a tiny spark of pride. You feel a little burst of I did it. That burst gives you energy for the next small thing. Then you do that and you feel another burst. Pretty soon you are rolling. You have momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. It is easier to keep moving than to start moving. Your job is not to move the mountain. Your job is just to create the first small pebble of motion. The mountain will move itself once you get rolling. Think of a heavy train. To get it started, the engine has to pull incredibly hard just to move it 1 inch. That first inch costs massive energy, but once the train is moving, it glides. It can carry tons of weight with ease. You are that train. The first small win is the hardest inch. It costs everything. But once you get that inch, the next inch is easier, and the next is easier still. Soon, you are a freight train of success and nothing can stop you, but you have to earn that first inch first. Stop looking at the whole mountain. It will crush your spirit. Break it down. Break it down until you have a task so small it is almost stupid. Don't say, I will write a book. Say, I will write 1 sentence. Don't say, I will get fit. Say, I will put on my shoes. Don't say, I will start a business. Say, I will send 1 email. Make the win so easy that you cannot say no. Then do it. Feel the rush. Then do it again. Stack the wins like bricks. Before you know it, you will have built a castle. Today, find your smallest possible step. The tiniest action you can take toward your biggest dream. Take it right now. Don't wait, do it. Feel the shift. That is momentum starting to turn. That is the flywheel beginning to spin. Keep feeding it. Keep stacking the small wins. They look small now, but they are the only thing that ever moved anyone anywhere. Big things come from small starts. Start small. Win small. Grow big. Chapter 15. Walking through the open door. You have done the work. You have faced the voice, befriended fear, killed someday, and escaped the comfort trap. You have given yourself permission, left the dirt patches, and stopped caring about the wrong things. You have forgiven the past, started ugly, built a backbone, and quit the comparison game. You have learned from pain, chosen discipline over motivation, and stacked your small wins. The obstacle has been dismantled piece by piece. The wall is gone, and now in front of you there is a door. It has been there the whole time. You just couldn't see it because you were standing in your own way. But now the path is clear. The door is open. And on the other side of that door is the life you have been dreaming about. The version of you that is confident, strong, peaceful, and successful. The version that doesn't wait, doesn't doubt, and doesn't quit. That version is standing on the other side, waiting for you to walk through. There is nothing stopping you now. No more excuses. No more obstacles. Just you and the open door. But here is the strange thing about doors. Some people stand in front of them and freeze. Even when the door is wide open, even when the path is clear, they hesitate. They look for a reason to stay where they are. They get comfortable with the idea of the new life but scared of the reality of it. They stand on the threshold, 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future, and they wobble. They never fully commit. They never take that final step. They let the door close, and then spend the rest of their lives wondering what was on the other side. You are not those people. You did not read this far to stop now. You did not fight through 15 chapters to quit at the finish line. You are going to walk through. You are going to put your foot down on the other side. You are going to feel the ground of your new life under your feet. It might feel strange at first. It might feel uncomfortable. That is okay. Discomfort is just growth in disguise. You are not supposed to feel completely at home in a place you have never been. You will learn. You will adapt. You will belong. Walking through is not a one-time event. It is a choice you will have to make every day. Every morning you will wake up and the door will be there. Will you walk through into action, or will you step back into old habits? The obstacle is gone, but it can be rebuilt if you stop paying attention. You have to choose to walk through again and again. You have to choose the new life over the old one every single time. That is the price of staying free, and it is a price worth paying. So here you are, at the threshold. The door is open. The light is pouring in. Take a breath. Feel your heart beating. This is the moment you have been waiting for. This is the moment you built. There is nothing left to do but move. One step. That is all it takes. Walk through the open door. Your new life has already started. It started the moment you decided to become the only thing that could move the obstacle. Now go live it. Conclusion. The view from the other side. Look back for a second. See that person standing where you used to be. The one who was stuck, scared, and full of excuses. That was you. That is not you anymore. You are on the other side now. The air is different here. It is clearer. You can breathe deeper. The weight that used to sit on your chest is gone. You didn't kill the obstacle. You just moved out of its way. And in doing so, you discovered that the obstacle was never a monster. It was just a mirror. It was you blocking your own sun. Now the sun is warm on your face. This is not the end. There is no final destination where you stop growing. There will be new doors, new challenges, and new mirrors, but now you know the secret. You know that the only thing that can ever truly stop you is the person you see when you look into the glass. And you know how to handle that person now. You know how to shut up the voice, embrace the fear, and walk forward anyway. You have the tools. You have the power. The obstacle is you, and you are finally on your own side. Now go. The view only gets better from here.